Hey kids, it's your pal Emilio the Llama. I'm here to sing you a song about video game safety. Here we go. If it's not rated E, it's something you ought not to see. Pick another one or you'll get a whoop. If you're only 10 and it's labeled M, then put it back or you'll get a whoop. If your friend wants to play, saying, how about GTA? Well, that's definitely not good. Jimmy, put that down. Oh, sweet Jesus, no! Whoop, whoop! That's not for you! Whoop, whoop! Does not play well with others! Whoop, whoop! For the love of God, no, that's holy! Whoop, whoop! Sorry about that. Emilio gets a little carried away when he's off his meds. Be safe, kids. Don't drink and drive. Always use a condom.
All right, buddy, that's enough.
Hey, get your hands off me.
Hello, everyone. You're listening to the GamerCast Network video game show for Friday, December 8th, and this is show number 15. This is Phil, and with me tonight is Keith.
Greetings.
Mr. Ivan.
Well, hello.
Chad.
Hello.
And we have Bob.
Up first in GamerCast Network community news, we'd like to announce the latest addition to the GamerCast Network family of podcasts. Uncle Gamer Radio, with their hosts Vicious696 and Liquid Life, are now part of the network. Be sure to check out Uncle Gamer Radio episode 10 for all the details. Find out more about this great podcast at unclegamer.com.
Welcome aboard, and these are a good group of guys, and I very much look forward to the old school commercials and that on their shows. They had DuckTales last time. I was sitting there and I just started busting up laughing when I heard it.
DuckTales, woo!
And check out Gamertag Radio episode 80, where Godfrey interviews the legendary actor Danny Trejo and the developers of the Xbox. Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo is that guy. If there's ever an actor in the movie and you're like, oh, it's that guy, you're probably pointing at Danny Trejo.
How legendary can he be if I've never heard of him?
Never heard of, but if you see him, you will know him.
Yes.
I'm looking him up now because I need to know.
Go ahead. You know it. You're going to say, oh, that guy. And while he's looking it up, also Godfrey interviews the developers of the Xbox Live Arcade game Novodrome. And Mr. Ivan, what did you say?
I said that, like, anytime they need a badass Mexican for a movie, it's this guy.
Exactly. He's that guy.
And one final quick reminder about the Medal of Honor giveaway. You can find out all the details at www.gamercastnetwork.com/MOH.
Next topic.
Basically, I wanted to do a housekeeping thing for Emilio and Hepe the Fishboy and other people like that who people may not know who they are. Emilio, whooping llama. It was all from a little side joke we had about ESRB ratings and how there should be a llama, an insane llama that whoops at children if they try to play a game that they shouldn't be playing.
Similar to Smokey the Bear.
Yeah, and a Hepe the Fishboy is a small mutated boy.
With lobster claws for hands.
Who is the champion of power conservation and urges you to always turn off your electronic devices when not in use. Please turn off your electronic devices.
Let's see here now. Recording this show is kind of like not having things in use, so I'll turn the stuff off.
Exactly.
Precisely.
This recording the show is actually worse than not having things in use.
Next topic.
Dun, 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 dun. PS3 crimes! Okay, the first one's not a video game death, but in Naka, Japan on December 5th, 180 PS3s were stolen from the Chad, help me out.
Mitetsu.
Thank you. Transport company's warehouse. Supposedly 180 units is roughly 80% of his production run for a single week. And also, in New Hanover, North Carolina, deputies killed a teen and his pet German Shepherd while serving an arrest warrant. The teen was suspected of stealing 2 PS3 consoles from a University of North Carolina Wilmington student. Alright, it's been a while. Thank you for doing something stupid and getting yourself and your dog killed.
I know, he got his dog killed in the process too. It's like an extra bonus. It was like a kicker. If you completed the level, you get shot, and as a bonus, your dog will join you.
Not quite a video game death, but it's PS3 console related. So there was a radio show in Minneapolis offering their listeners a PS3 if they were willing to give up their kids for 24 hours.
Sweet.
So immediately over a dozen listeners called up and were willing to hand over their children.
I was going to say they probably would happen even if they weren't giving away PS3s. Call up and we'll take your kid for 24 hours. Really?
The entire thing was a gag by the radio show. Although, even after being told it was a gag, one of the listeners who was willing to give up her 1-month-old for 3 days responded with, "So, does that mean I don't get the PlayStation?"
You still have to take my kid. You know that, right?
You promised.
Next topic.
Chris Ivan, what are you playing?
Well, I've been playing a lot of Gears of War and Rainbow Six Vegas.
What system, Ivan?
Yeah.
On what system are you playing those?
Right. And I played a little Sneak King today from
What
Burger
system
King.
is-
I've decided that is a steaming pile of...
Dude, it was from Burger King.
It wasn't even
and
worth
that
the $4.
game is on the Xbox 360.
Don't those games actually have achievement points?
They do. Indeed, they do.
Sweet, merciful Jesus.
They are not worth the plastic they are imprinted on.
And what are you doing there exactly? What kind of...
the
Sneak
whole
into
premise of
people's
the
room
game.
And leave bagels on there.
That's pretty much the game. You have to present people with breakfast sandwiches,
That's so creepy.
but the camera is awful.
This wonderful title set you back how much?
You know what? I don't
a
care.
Happy Meal?
It wasn't worth $4.
For 200 achievement points, it wasn't worth $4?
There's
No.
200
Didn't we
achievement
just
points?
talk about how we don't care about achievement?
I'm sorry. It sucks. It's crap.
It's
It
creepy,
sucks.
dude. It's got
No,
the creepy
it's-
king in it, and he's
it
surprising
does.
people with
The
I
pants.
like
game-
how we completely ignored the fact that Gears of War and Rainbow Six are both awesome games. We're just
No.
ignoring that and ripping on the Burger
the $2.99 one. That's what's important.
Vegas is awesome. Back in the day, actually, when we first started this podcast, it pretty much came out from us playing Raven Shield and playing Rainbow Six Vegas online. Made me realize how fun it was, and it actually, is almost as good as Raven Shield was back in the day.
Have you tried mapping your face onto your model?
I have already done so. Yes, indeed, I have. Chris and I played the other night, the night that Seattle got bombarded by snow. He was still at work, and we were on. We had both mapped each other. Well, we didn't map each other. We mapped our own faces, and
We shared a moment.
We map
it-
each other.
and even though apparently
Unchained Melody playing in the background.
you map your face, and apparently no matter what you do, you're a balding white man. It is pretty creepy.
I did have a problem making it look like me without... I mean, I know my hair is receding, but it didn't start back 3/4 of
You
the
don't
way
have
across
like
my forehead.
that haircut that everybody has in those Chinese kung fu movies from like the 1800s, where it like starts at the middle of your head.
Have you tried mapping anything else onto your...
No, I have
Okay.
not. Because
We
that's
did
just
today
gross.
at work. We tried at work, and it doesn't work.
Whose junk were you
I
eating?
took the... I have a snuggle bear, a little stuffed bear.
Oh, the
and-
Snuggle Bear's junk. Okay.
Yeah, and we tried to use the snuggle bear's face, and it just said, nope, I don't recognize this as a face.
What is the multiplayer like in Vegas? Is it twitchy or is it more tactical?
It depends. There's a couple different modes. There's human versus human, and then there's human versus terrorist. The human versus terrorist is very tactical. The human versus human is not as tactical because you're playing versus humans, and they're a little more wily. They'll throw grenades at your face, and while you're running away from a grenade, they'll shoot at you. There's a couple different modes too. There's an elimination mode where once you're shot and killed, you sit out the rest of the round until your team wins or loses. And then there's a respawn mode where you get shot and you respawn after 10 seconds, and then you're back in the game, and whichever side gets the most kills wins. And actually, I got to say, Vegas takes it up a notch from Raven Shield. The AI is a lot better and a lot more hardcore than Raven Shield. The terrorists are a lot nastier. They will flank you. You'll be shooting at a group of terrorists trying to kill them all and not realizing that a couple of them stuck around behind you, and you'll wind up getting shot from behind. So the AI is a lot better. Oh, and I'm also playing Uno Skip-Bo on the DS. The new Castlevania game for Nintendo DS. It's pretty sweet.
Next topic.
Jail time for everyone associated with violent games. German Minister of the Interior Gunther Beckstein
Sweet. Dude's name's Gunther.
is proposing an amendment to German law authorizing 1-year prison sentences and/or fines for those who create, distribute, and/or play games featuring, quote, cruel or otherwise inhumane acts of violence against humans or human-like creatures. This is human-like. This is in the wake of German school shooting in November, where an 18-year-old student and Counter-Strike player, Tom's not here, wounded 11 others before killing himself.
Dude, he's not very good. He didn't get any kills.
Dude,
just
wait,
11 wounds.
that's 2 video game deaths in the same show. Oh my god! The German
But he only
government...
wounded 11 of them. He didn't kill any of them. He just wounded them all.
I guess he wasn't a sniper. Whatever. The German government in the past enacted laws relating to video game violence. In 2003, after school-ground shooting, laws were passed forcing developers to remove blood and violent content from games released in Germany. Dude, Germans, what the hell is wrong with you?
Germany actually is very, very keen on censorship of video games, because I remember even before the 2003 laws were in effect, you could not sell a World War II game that had Nazi symbolism in it, like swastikas.
It's never happened!
Just deny it.
All developers that released titles in Germany had to actually go in and localize it by removing all of the Nazi memorabilia, Nazi symbolism.
You fight unknown aggressors bent on world domination.
Who look and talk like you do.
Exactly. Who could they possibly
Who could
be?
they possibly be? Nah.
Has Germany fallen? Like they're letting you down.
Next topic.
Some Wii players have been complaining that the strap on the Wiimote can come loose during gameplay.
I'm trying to play this game and the strap keeps coming off.
Oh, they need better development.
If the strap comes off, you might let go of the controller. Or the Wii, I'm sorry, you might let go of your Wii and damage something. So, Nintendo President Satoru Iwata responded by saying there is going to be an internal investigation of the strap, or a probe, if you will, of the strap.
A Wii probe?
Stop hurting me! Stop hurting me!
Now, however, after he mentioned the probe of the strap, he said that the problem is not really with the strap itself. Quote, some people are getting a lot more excited than we expected. We need to better communicate to people how to deal with the Wii as a new form of entertainment.
Wow.
People are enjoying their Wii so much they can't control themselves.
There has been an update, and
last I just saw today, they released a new strap, which is bigger and thicker.
has more what?
And it has more girth.
There you go.
And I think they also added a adjustable head.
Oh! Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Next topic.
Okay, so while we're on the Wii stuff...
We can't seem to get off the Wii stuff at this show.
Let's have a Wii recap of the Wii launch.
Last week on December 1st, the Wii launched in Japan. And there were 370,000 consoles sold, which was a complete sellout. So in terms of games, they sold 176,000 copies of Wii Sports. Now over there, Wii Sports is separate from the console itself. They also sold 172,000 copies of something called Wii Play, which is a little collection of mini games. And Wii Play is coming here to the United States in January.
It's gonna be like the iToy stuff, because if it is, that's gonna rock.
Kind of like a Wario World.
Oh no, if it's left door, right door again, f that. Because I'm not playing left door, right door again.
That game was so bad. Left door, right door. Well, left. No, you just got crushed by a bird.
And also 140,000 copies of Zelda Twilight Princess were sold. So at least 488,000 games were sold. Now compare this with the PlayStation 3 launch numbers, where there were 82,000 consoles sold and only 67,000 games total sold.
That's insane.
Wow.
Now, to put all of this in perspective, it took 2 days in Japan to sell 370,000 consoles. Now, since the launch of the PlayStation 3, they have only sold 180,000 PlayStation 3s.
Wow.
And since the launch of the Xbox 360 last year, they have only sold about 180,000 units as well.
Wow.
Vicious696, I may be owing you a kudos there. He thinks the Wii was going to take Japan, and I didn't believe it. I think PlayStation was going to do it. I may be eating crow here.
And now, not only is the Wii taking Japan, the Wii is also taking Europe as well. The European launch was just yesterday, actually today, December 8th. And the major UK retailers are only expecting 4 shipments between now and Christmas. They are not expecting to fill all of their pre-orders. So here is a UK retailer's thoughts on the Wii this Christmas. Wii units at any retail outlets are going to be as rare as hen's teeth before Christmas. I have no idea what that means.
Hens don't have teeth.
Oh, I thought it meant it rears hen's teeth before Christmas because they're pretty common after Christmas.
We're going to have to ask our UK forum posters to explain that one to us. And with initial estimates from the first 12 hours of the European launch, 50,000 Wiis were sold, which is approximately 1 Wii per second.
You know, this is discrimination against little people. Auction them off like
Yes, it is.
common slaves.
So, with all of this, and with higher than expected DS sales this year, Nintendo expects to exceed their earnings forecast.
That's just that boggles my mind.
It's not all hardware.
No.
Next topic.
Oh, here's a little follow-up to last week's complaints about patches and updates. It appears that the developers of Rainbow Six Vegas are actually going to release patch notes.
Update.
No,
for
the
them.
actual dev notes actually say patch. They do not say
Sweet.
update.
Hell yes. Good for them.
Good for them.
And actually, if you read the actual notes themselves, a couple are for single-player things, most are for multiplayer fixes, and they actually refer to the multiplayer fixes as fixing quote-unquote bugs.
Wow.
See, that's good.
Wow.
Because they're telling you what they're doing for once.
They admit there's a patch and bugs.
I don't care that there's going to be a patch. There's going to be patches or updates or whatever you want to call them. Just say, here's what the update is and what happened and a list of what they did. Good job, Ubisoft.
Yeah. So hopefully others will learn from this. Probably not, but
No, not so much.
Next topic.
A World of Warcraft guild has supposedly received some academic funding. Tiger Team 1 on the Kirin Tor server claims to have received Title IX funds and a National Education Association grant to recruit members.
Where the hell is Tom? Oh my god. We wouldn't be able to shut him up for 15 minutes. Anyway, keep going.
They would prefer their applicants to be PhDs and fans of Rutger Hauer films.
Rutger Hauer's awesome.
He was in Blind Fury.
Yep.
He was in Blood of Heroes.
Yep.
He was the Cardinal from Sin City.
Yep. Now, publications from the Tiger Team 1 guild will, quote-unquote, address Conan-like dialogue and simple morality tales akin to Xena. Yeah, so they're really going for, I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm still unclear of what they got their money for.
See, the thing is, that's why I said supposedly they claim to have this money. If you go to their website, I don't buy it. But here are some notable excerpts from their manifesto.
You know, all good things start with the manifesto.
Danger is our ale, and we do not water it down. Honor your kin, honor your comrades, honor the ground you tread, honor your foes, though they be unworthy. And just as gold is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall our foes be melted in the midst of Tiger Team 1, and they shall know that we have poured our justice upon them.
Oh, God.
Oh,
No,
I'm going to pour my justice all over that.
They're no. Oh. Whoop, whoop. Dude, Emilio is
Yeah, whooping all over this one.
I really want to know. I mean, you don't just get funds from
I
the
know,
government. I really want to know what. I mean,
I want to know if they're legit or not. I mean,
I just want to know what. Even if they're not, I want to see what they're claiming they wanted to accomplish by playing Warcraft.
they claim they are a clan of PhDs and learned fellows. And
learned.
And Rutger Hauer has the PhD in something?
Next topic.
you can get yourself a PS3 by hacking a PS3. A PS3 owner, he is willing to give away his console, but to get it, all you have to do is hack a website and change one image on the website. Now, the website itself is being run on the PlayStation 3 using Yellow Dog Linux.
Nice.
The only thing he asks is you don't do any funky denial of service attacks, making a nice, clean hack job.
Just in and out. Just change that picture to a picture of your junk, and then you can get the PS3.
I'll put the link in the show notes, but that link right there goes to the actual PlayStation 3.
Awesome, dude.
That's great.
And it's still a kid holding a box? Yep.
Oh, God, I can't. That kid's going to be holding something that shouldn't be held by children.
Next topic.
GameStop's gaming guide for non-gamers. Retail store GameStop has put up a guide featuring information and terminology associated with gaming for non-gamers. The site is located at respecttheratings.com. Some of their definitions they have from the gaming glossary per se. Giblets, which are tiny pieces of what's left of a character when they meet an unfortunate end. A griefer is a player who taunts or heckles other players, also known as a troll, a lamer, or a llama.
Also known as someone who gets their account banned from City of Heroes. Do.
What were you guys doing?
We led level 30 guys into the middle of a level 15 section of town and just
And they had
ran
an
around.
area effect attack that put them to sleep so no one could get away. We just ran around in circles with the things chasing us, screaming.
Yeah, and the only attack they had was the
pain's
area of effect.
coming.
That was funny.
And they're like, we
personal
reported you.
message everybody who died and then mock them.
And don't forget, they actually have the word pwned in their gaming
Do they have a
glossary.
pronunciation key?
No, unfortunately they don't.
They don't. It's when you're soundly defeated or embarrassed, also known as owned, schooled, housed.
They also have what leet speak is.
The unique language that gamers use to communicate with one another.
Like it's some kind, we're some kind of tribe. Start clicking, making Star Trek sounds.
Chat frag, chatting online during our first or third-person shooter games and getting killed in the process. P.S. It's considered uncouth to shoot other players while they're chatting. It's the best time. What the hell are you doing in game? You want to get an IRC? You sure as hell shouldn't be playing a first-person shooter.
I was about to say, who's instant messaging while you're playing a first-person shoot?
Someone who's getting his ass shot. That's what's going on.
Dude, I wouldn't want that guy watching my back.
The site also offers a safe gaming scorecard, where parents and children can define the house rules for gaming. Towards the bottom of the scorecard, they have some kind of like fill-in-the-blank things. So, for instance, whenever I'm at a friend's house and they want to play a game that's inappropriate for me, I will...
Whoop whoop.
No, that's the next one. If I'm playing online and someone makes me feel uncomfortable, I will.
Whoop twice mightily.
Meet them at the park only if they promise to give me candy.
So yes, GameStop is educating our parents on how to better handle their gaming children.
Bunch of lawyers that have no idea anything else is going on.
They got one pothead who plays Xbox. Have him come over and be like, "Yeah, dude, like leet speak. Hold on, let me hit this."
You could just tell that these were written by a room full of lawyers that have no connection with any type of video gaming.
Next topic.
People are starting to make backups, or copies, of HD DVDs and Blu-ray discs.
Already. Wow.
So, with the release of Yellow Dog Linux for the PlayStation 3, hackers have found a way to copy movies from the Blu-ray onto the system's hard drive.
Now, you know what? If you have Linux on the box, that's not hacking. That's just using your device at that point. It's like just taking the data you already had and putting it somewhere else.
I'm sure Sony tried to put something in there to stop this, but with the openness of Linux, people just figured a way around it. Now, however, to copy an HD DVD requires a little more work. Someone has found a way to do this by using a PC with an Xbox 360.
Oh, the irony.
The component cables of the Xbox 360 output high-definition signals, 720p, 1080i. This means that if your PC is capable of recording a high-definition signal, you can make a backup copy of the movie. So what does capable mean here? Well, it means in real time, your PC must be able to process the signal and store it at a rate of 6 gigabytes per minute. And the guy who laid this out says you need like a terabyte RAID setup.
I was gonna say, dude, that's a lot of...
So the Sony did one nice thing to the whole community. They gave people an easy way to copy Blu-ray DVDs.
All that hardware doesn't go to waste, huh?
Yeah. Whereas with the HD DVDs, Microsoft's really putting down the community where it's really hard to make a backup copy. You need a really monster rig to do that.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, so all these new formats with these new ways of having DRM are kind of being circumvented as we speak. And I'm sure Sony's really thrilled about that.
That actually took longer than I thought it would. I figured it would like the day the PlayStation 3s came out. They had figured out some way to do that.
Dude, everybody's letting you down. The hackers, the Germans.
That's right.
I mean...
I'm very disappointed this show.
Next topic.
I've been playing 2 very fun games. Well, actually 3. 1, run the GamerCast Network community site. Forums. 2 was stop the Asian Wiis from appearing all over the forums. And I don't mean Nintendo consoles, I mean Asian Wiis. Like, yes. And
I'm glad I didn't see any of that. Thanks, Chad.
the real game I've been playing is Final Fantasy XII, but I really can't give it a review because I'm only about 20 hours into it, and it's probably going to take me 60 or 70
I
to
was
beat
going
it.
to say, that's nothing for a Final Fantasy
review
game.
because I'm only 20 hours.
I can give a little thing basically saying that it is a very, very good Japanese role-playing game. And it is very long. There is lots of stuff to do. They opened up the way to customize your character in a kind of unique
You
way.
can style your guy's hair.
Okay, guys.
I'm pretty
Okay,
easy
guys.
can be.
There's only one character in the whole game like that. There's only one character in the whole Final Fantasy X game like that. All the other characters are really, really cool.
They are! They're cool! You guys suck!
No, okay. Yes, the main character, Van, you could call him a chick, hey. He looks like it.
He's a little
But the other
pretty.
dudes, not my thing, but hey, if it is, you could do worse, I guess. The other guys, though, the supporting cast, just like in Final Fantasy X, they're a good, solid cast of manly men.
Strong odors and large muscles.
Damn straight.
Beards.
And beards.
All she-male jokes aside, it is a very good game if people like that whole genre of Japanese role-playing games.
Not an RPG guy. I want to shoot stuff. Even Gears of War, the plot is too deep for my tastes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
I will give a more complete review once I finish the next 40, 50, 60 hours of
Oh,
it.
Jesus.
We have GamerCast Network Video Game Show episode number 15 for Friday, December 8th, 2006. Don't forget to call our voicemail at 320-300-GAME or Skype us at Video Game Show.
Calling voicemail.
Sweet sassy Molassy. I think that's the show.
I was just kidding, Chad. I just think it's funny that now all of a sudden, Chad has a personality now. He's like, why are you dumb? What does it matter that he's got 2 E's? It was a movie. Why are you retarded?
I snorted.
So I was trying to liven the whole show up here. Man.
That's what I mean. You're doing a good job.
All right.
You went from background guy who just gave his 2 cents when somebody said Batman sucks to calling me a retard. Wait.